The rumors are true. If you move to a new country, your life is going to change. Have you seen people that move to Bali that suddenly they're super adventurous and they're waking up super early in the morning to see the sunrise? They're not scared of Komodo dragons. It's really impressive. Maybe if you move to Latin America, you're gonna want to be cooking with las abuelas. Now, if you move to Madrid, I'm going to tell you what happens. I visited Madrid in 2019, and it was my first time in Europe, actually. I had never traveled to Europe before, and I remember that we arrived to the city super early in the morning, and the first thing we did was go to Gran Via. And the streets were pretty empty, so I actually had the opportunity to absorb and appreciate this massive, beautiful, elegant buildings I've never seen before in my life. And in that moment, I remember thinking, whoa, living in Europe must be a luxury. Walking on a regular street and seeing these nice buildings. Then in 2022, when I moved here, I was living in furnished spaces. Living in these spaces made me realize that the equipment, the appliances, the gadgets that they had were so minimal. They didn't have a super massive crazy blender or a robot for, I don't know, cooking or cleaning or anything like that. They were just very simple. I was like, whoa, I can actually cook and have normal living with these few things, and it works. And I have so much space. I started to love that minimalism and simplicity of using the things that you already have. Funny enough, no offense at all to my brother, I love you so much and I'm so proud of you, but this is just a funny story. This year he moved out of my parents' house and started living on his own. Congratulations. And he was telling me all the things that he was buying to his house. And I'm like, okay, tell me. He's like, okay, so I bought this air fryer and I bought this machine that takes away the odors of my kitchen so I don't have to, smell these odors and whatever. Oh my God, he got himself a super smart vacuum. I love that he's doing all these things because his house is going to be very smart and very nice and clean and all. But also in my house, I would never in my life buy a big machine to take care of kitchen orders. I'm going to open windows. I am not going to buy an air fryer because I can use my oven or get creative and do other meals that don't require an air fryer. Yeah, I realized I would never spend that money in all of those machines and gadgets. I never want any of those machines on my kitchen counter because it's way too much. And honestly, I know they're very helpful, but I always think before I buy something for my house or my kitchen, is there an alternative way to get the same outcome without this expense and or machine in my house taking up space? Usually the answer is yes. And if the answer is no, you can ask yourself the next question. Do I really need this outcome in my life? Will it be life-changing to have an air fryer? Then something else about Spain is the theme of art and culture. People here are born into learning the importance of art and culture. They learn about it in school. They talk about it all the time. They're surrounded by it. Even the most remote town in Spain has so much to do with art and culture. I'm not a vain person. I don't care about brands. I don't care about expensive things. I'm not perfect either. I'm not an interior designer, but I really try to make my space look beautiful and organized and nice because you know what? It's really good for mental health. I am sure that if you walk into a nice, organized place, the first thing you think is like, probably you don't even think it, but your unconscious mind thinks it. I feel good. I feel pleasant and I feel safe. Yes, I care so much about my space being organized, and I am inspired by the art and culture and beauty in Spain. I am extremely lucky too that my mother-in-law sells paintings. She makes paintings and art, and she does a really good job. And she has decorated my walls with a lot of her paintings, which I'm super grateful for. I have learned to appreciate art a lot here in Spain, not only through my mother-in-law, but also through my surroundings. It's pretty hard to miss that it's a beautiful city. So those things have changed my view. And in my process of learning to be more organized and care more about my space, I learned two extremely valuable techniques to stay organized and have a beautiful space. Number one is the one motion rule. If there's an item on the floor, don't pick it up and put it on the table. Pick it up and put it where it goes, even if that takes you a 5-second walk to the other room. Do it, because I'll tell you what happens. If you pick it up and you put it on the table, it means that later you have to come to that room, get it from the table, and put it in the room. And that is 2 emotions. It's extra time. You're also getting exposed to disorganization, and or someone else will have to do it for you, meaning that you have now more workforce applied to this one simple task of taking the damn toy to the room. That's the concept, okay? The second strategy is the scanner. I call it the scanner, and I train people in my house to use the scanner. Even my toddler, I'm training him to use the scanner. This is about checking your space before you leave the room. So you're going to do a visual scanner all around the room, make sure everything is in place. So even right now, I can see that my speaker is not in place. Okay, much better. Yeah, I mean, you don't have to be ridiculous like that. It doesn't have to be like every tiny thing, but yeah, it makes a difference. You won't have things accumulated at the end of the day. All of your spaces will look nice simultaneously. And I know it sounds like a lot of work to do, but once you make it a habit in your life, it will be done so quickly, you don't even notice. If you want to change your organization strategy, I recommend you take a tip from Spain, and that is keep everything simple and minimal. Just buy the bare minimum, the things that you absolutely need to live. Then make it beautiful. Play with your space, because guess what? You have so much space if you're not dealing with a bunch of stuff all over the place. Third, sit back and enjoy it. I know that in America, when I lived there, everything is such a rush. You don't even care if there's a painting on the wall. No one cares, like no one's looking around. And here, for some reason, things feel slower and different. So I make time to organize my space, and I just think it's something I never want to not do again. Are you going through what I'm going through? Have you been changing your ways now that you live somewhere else? Or if you still live in your country, your home country, tell me, what are things you think you would change about your life? If you could take things from other countries, what would you like to incorporate in your life that's maybe not from your culture? Muchas gracias for coming over here and spending time with me. I'll see you soon in another video.